First, I'd like to send my condolences to the McNair family. My heart goes out to you. Secondly, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out tonight. I know Steve would have been so proud and so happy to see all of you here celebrating his life. So thank you for coming out. It's amazing how at a time like this, death brings back everybody. From our team, 1999, the Titans, we had a very special team led by a very special man. And I want to take the opportunity right now to say I love every one of you. Every one of you, because tomorrow is not promised to no one. I love y'all. Wow, and Jeff, he doesn't get enough credit for the job that he's done with us. He took a nomadic franchise from Houston. No home, we went to Memphis. We only had 3 people in the stands. 3 people in the stands, living in Vanderbilt. But he kept us tight. He kept us believing in something. You know, we had some frustrating days, Steve and I and Brad and all the guys. I mean, our lockers were in trailers, and, you know, it wasn't a pretty sight. It wasn't the NFL. You know, it wasn't Ohio State. But through it all, he's done a masterful job of building an outstanding franchise. And to do it along and to be a part of that with Steve was so special. I mean, we've heard all the wonderful things that he's done on the field. He was a warrior. I mean, you guys see all the highlights, but just to see him come back to the huddle, his eyes in pain, can barely speak, can breathe out the play. We had to finish the play for him. Carry him off the field. See his frustrations after throwing interception, getting booed. Keeping the spirits up. But the one thing that stands out to me, and I'm so proud of this, when Steve finally came into fruition, was in 2003. When we came into the team meeting room and Jeff was giving the announcements of the Pro Bowlers. And he announced that Steve was the co-MVP of the league. We all stood up and gave him a standing O. Because we knew the hard work, the frustration that he had to go through. He had to break so many things in terms of the stereotypes that he couldn't do it. He didn't have the arm. He wasn't tough enough. But that trophy showed people what he was about. Perseverance and heart. Somebody asked me tonight, do I think Steve McNair is going to go in the Hall of Fame? I had to chuckle. I said, he's already in the Hall of Fame. He's already there. So in closing, last night I had the opportunity to share a few words with the family and friends, and I read a poem, and I really wrote it. My wife didn't help me. All right, she didn't help me. But this poem inspired me. Well, it was inspired by my father, actually. It was my last game that I put on the Tennessee Titan uniform in New England. My dad was with me, and he was talking about a friend that passed away. And he said it was a great friend, good friend of his. He says, where did the Warriors go? And when I learned of Steve's passing, when I was in my office, I was just thinking about him. I said, well, where do the Warriors go? And these words just started coming up inside of me and just wrote it out on the paper. So you heard it before, just bear with it, all right? Is there a special place far beyond the heavens, deep into the far corners of the galaxy? Is there a place in the great space where we can rest peacefully, where we can finally lay down our swords and bask in the victory that was won, where we can lay down our heads in peace because our day is done? There is a paradise where love rules all, wrapped in the warm embrace of the divine end-all be-all. The life of a warrior is hard but is fair, full of pain and glory, no ending to our story. A legacy for others to witness and see, to be inspired, to be all we can be. So rest in peace, Steve, my fellow warrior, friend, husband, father, and son. You fought a good battle. Your life has just begun. So walk with your head held high into the golden light, knowing you've done your very best, wrong or right. Release, let go, embrace the flight to a place where warriors go. Thank you.